Now moving towards another important topic, which is actually complications of the blood transfusion. So let's start it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So number one is actually immunocomplications, which is actually hemolytic reactions. When the major ABO incompatibility reaction occur, it occurs due to either there is mismatch of the blood transfusion, or either there is actually wrong or errors like sampling or labeling or dispatching the major cases. Okay, there could be also this causes intravascular hemolysis. Okay, the clinical features include hematuria, which is actually blood in urine, then pain in the loins, which is bilateral, fever with chills and rigors, and oliguria is basically the product of mismatched blood transfusion. They are blocking the renal tubules and causes the acute renal tubular necrosis. The treatment is stop the blood, send it to the blood bank, and also recheck it and repeat the coagulation profile again. IV fluids, monitor the urine output, very important. Check the urine for HB, very important. Diuresis with the furosemide, basically 2 to 50 milligram IV, and injection of mannitol 20% 100 ml IV to flush the kidney. Minor incompatibility reaction occurs due to the extravascular hemolysis. That actually it is due to either extravascular hemolysis, means the breakdown of RBCs outside, or usually a mild occurs at 2 to 21 days. It also occurs due to the antibodies or to minor antigens, malaise, jaundice, fever, and treatment is supportive. Non-hemolytic reactions like febrile reaction that occurs due to sensitization to WBC or platelets that increase temperature, but there is no hemolysis. Use of 20 to 40 millimeter filter or leukocytes depleted blood avoids it. Allergic reaction can occur to the plasma products, and that manifest as chills, rigors, and rashes all over the body to the patient. This subsides with the antihistamines, such as actually with the chlorpheniramine maleate 10 milligram IV. Transfusion related acute lung injury can also occur, which is very rare complication, but it occurs within the second 6 hours of transfusion when there is the presence of the anti-leukocytes antibodies in the transfused plasma that cause the patient's WBC to aggregate in their pulmonary system. That leads to the degranulation of leukocytes and causes the increased capillary permeability and non-cardiogenic pulmonary edema. The symptoms vary from mild dyspnea to the full-blown acute respiratory distress syndrome. Proper supportive therapy will see that it will resolve within 24 to 48 hours. Congestive heart failure occurs when the whole blood is transfused rapidly with the in platelets with chronic anemia. So the slow transfusion is required, and slow injection of the furosemide 20 milligram IV. Pacted cell transfusion is the choice in this patient, means you will actually transfuse the pacted cells actually. Then you have actually infectious complications like hepatitis, AIDS, malaria, syphilis, which is very dangerous, that can be transferred from one patient to another. Okay, and this danger is increased in cases of multiple transfusions is also. So prevention is better than cure. Okay, see the blood for any disease before the transfusion. Now blood transfusion, massive blood transfusion means then replacement of blood more than one blood volume or 10 units of pacted cells in 24 hours, means half the patient's blood volume in 6 hours and more than 4 RBC units in 1 hour with the ongoing need for transfusion. Then 500 ml over 5 minutes over, or even blood loss that is more than 150 ml per minute within hemodynamic instability and need for transfusion. So this is basic massive blood loss that is in trauma, post-mortem hemorrhage, or during major surgery, which means that when the blood is transfused in 500 ml more than over 5 minutes, more than 1/2 the patient blood volume in 6 hours and more than the whole blood volume in 24 hours. It can cause cytotoxicity, hypoglycemia, or liver disease, which I have told you, thrombocytopenia, clotting factors deficiency, acute lung injury. So basically, what are the protocols for the massive transfusion? Protocol is basically cross matching for the initial 4 units of 5 O negative RBCs. The blood bank releases blood products in different boxes, and if the blood bleeding stops immediately, the MTP should be terminated, means the massive transfusion protocols. And basically, if it is not, so basically 3 to 4 boxes are alternatively requested for, and such patients should regular and half an hour measurements of acid base status, HB, platelets, prothrombin time, activated partial thromboblast time, and fibrinogen calcium level should be checked in order to normalize the values. Disseminated intravascular coagulation, which I have told you, occurs in massive blood transfusion also, where all the factors coagulating are used and result in bleeding disorder. It produces afibrinogenemia, okay, and it is treated by replacement of fibrinogen and other clotting factors.